Hello, my friends. This is going to be entry number 3, I think, for the base. And even though today I wasn't able to get to the shop early enough, I am here now and I've been focused. I haven't been doing anything else, but I've been working on the bass neck. And if you've seen any of my videos, I say constantly that the neck is the instrument. So I'm focusing a lot on making sure this is good to go. So today what I did was I leveled the fretboard. There was some imperfections on the wood that I absolutely love because I think that's a common theme on this build. There was like a knot here. You can see it. Now it's filled with epoxy. And there's a couple little bug holes around there too that I filled with epoxy. And this is my little bass clef inlay at the 12th fret. And as you can see, it's fretted straight as an arrow. Which is perfect. I think the leveling on this thing is going to be so easy, but we'll see because one of the things that I've learned when you carve necks is things tend to move. So even though I reinforced this neck and it's got carbon fiber rods and the truss rod and all this stuff, and I'm using a pretty thick fretboard, as you can see, it still might move. So some leveling is going to happen. I've never had a guitar neck come out of my carving absolutely perfect with absolutely no leveling. That's never happened. Maybe one day it will. It could be this one, but maybe not. So what I'm doing right now, it's probably close to 6. So maybe I got one more hour of sunlight and then I have to start winding down. But what I'm doing right now is doing the carving. And one of the things that I'm trying to do with this bass, and it's again a focus of this bass, I wanted to make it super easy to play. So I'm using a width here on the nut that is possibly smaller than most basses you will play, unless you play a jazz bass, and it's more or less like a jazz bass. And I am also trying to go with a very slim profile. The way that I built this neck is that the truss rod is actually a little bit onto the fretboard, meaning it's not all the way inside the neck. It's protruding maybe like a millimeter, and that millimeter is carved away, routed away from the fretboard so that I can get a little bit closer when I do the carve. And that's because I'm using a fretboard that's a little thicker than normal. And why am I doing that? For stability. I'm trying to make a neck that's not going to move. So, like I said, I got the rough carving. The way that I usually do this, I kind of get on the bandsaw and do some, some rough cuts. It's kind of scary, but I've been doing it for so long, it's not scary to me anymore. And then I go to town on both the front of the neck, right here, where the neck hits the headstock, and then I go to work on the back. Before doing this part, I put temporarily the neck on the body and drew where the body meets the neck. So this line right here is where the neck pocket covers this right here. So I know not to carve past this point. This is my hard line. And for the tools for doing this job, I basically use 2 tools. That's all I use. I use my Shinto rasp. If you follow any guitar makers out there, I'm sure you've seen this tool. It's super common. It's super awesome. I actually have 2 of them. That's how much I love them. And I bought 2 because I was like, hey, one day this is going to be dull. I'm going to need another one. I bought a second one. And I'm still using this one almost 8 years later. So, yeah, they're absolutely great. And I use for all the curves and what have you, I use this. This rasp is not that common. This is called a dragon rasp. But this rasp is quite expensive, so I'm not going to go out there and recommend people buying it. However, my brother bought it for himself many moons ago. I think it was a Christmas or so. He was feeling splurgy, and he bought himself a set. I think he got them from StuMac, and they are awesome. Like when it comes to doing these contours, these curves, it really doesn't get any better than these guys. And I have 2. I have this one. This is the rough rasp, and I have a finer one once I get closer to the final shape. So what is the plan right now for the bass? I started doing some of the spraying already. I'm trying something. I'm inspired. I don't know if you guys have seen this guy named Stradi. I'm not sure how you say it. Stradi. There's a guy out of Poland, I believe, is an amazing luthier, and he's got this beautiful guitar that he made that looks like it was burnt, and it's like Japanese kind of burn technique and stuff. It's just gorgeous. Okay, so I'm trying something. I'm not gonna get anywhere close to Stradi because he's like the creme de la creme, and maybe one day I'll be able to do instruments as beautiful as the ones that he makes, but I'm not there yet. That being said, I'm trying something like that, something mixing pristine look with rough. I painted the whole body. I'm not gonna show it on this video because I want to be closer to the look before I show it. Because sometimes when you show something prematurely, people go like, "Oh, that's horrible," because you're not quite there yet. So, and I painted the whole body in black. Then I sanded the top, and I sanded some parts to kind of give it some see-throughness, if that makes any sense. And now I'm gonna start adding the clears, and then I think I might get an airbrush and do some touch-ups, maybe with some of the colors, you know, to make it look like some parts burnt differently or what have you. Add a little bit of sheen in some part. I don't know yet. I'm gonna take this one day at a time. Most of the time when I'm building this guitar, it's almost like I'm trying to find what instrument it wants to be, if that makes any sense. So right now I'm trying to find out what kind of neck this wants to be. So yeah, that's where I am with the bass. I'm pretty happy with how the neck is looking so far. I think this thing might be my new thing for basses because I find it to be so beautiful. And hopefully next week I'll be showing a video of a mock-up of the bass assembled, meaning, you know, neck and body jointed. I still have to make the bridge and the tail pieces. Those are going to be made out of metal, aluminum. I have some aluminum here, and I have to make the pickups, and I'm making those also from scratch. But that's going to be maybe 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks before I get to the pickups, because there's still quite a bit more to do. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just, while I wait for you know, a spray day, I can be spraying, and then since I have to wait, start designing the pickups and cutting them out and what have you. So we'll see what happens first. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this vlog. If this is the first video you watch on my channel, I encourage you to check out the other stuff. If you like the guitar content and you want to learn a little more about this stuff and you want to ask me questions, and if I can help, I'll be more than happy to. I'm gonna put in the description somewhere the first videos of, I'm gonna make the playlist, and the first video of this particular series, these vlogs about my short scale bass. And yeah, hopefully I'll earn a like from you, or even better, a sub. All right, you take care, have an awesome day, bye.